40 years ago, these four-wheel drive Dodge trucks helped America do a really tough job.
Like the new Warlock, if the devil's in you. A pretty package of pure fun. All for a super machine that comes in dark green metallic, fiery red, or bad black. For adults who still like to play with trucks, Dodge's Macho 4x4 Power Wagon.
Ever wonder why a pickup truck became more famous than some of the actors who drove it? What if I told you that a 1982 GMC became such a television icon that people still build replicas of it 40 years later? We're talking about Colt Sever's legendary truck from The Fall Guy, that brown and tan beast that launched itself through the air more times than any vehicle should. Today, we're counting down 10 weird facts about this stunt truck that'll make you see it in a whole new light. From secret compartments to relocated engines, from destroyed axles to Hollywood trickery, this truck has stories that even die-hard fans don't know. So, buckle up, hit that like button if you remember watching this truck fly, and let's dive into the strangest secrets of television's most abused pickup. Number 10. The last year of the name. Most fans don't realize 1980 was the final year Dodge used the Power Wagon badge on its 4x4 pickups. Starting in 1981, Chrysler's truck division dropped the legendary name in favor of Power Ram, part of the Ram Tough campaign designed by Dodge marketing chief Frank Wiley. Under the skin, the trucks were nearly the same, still riding on Dana 44 or Dana 60 axles with the tough NP 205 transfer case in heavy-duty versions. But the badge on the fender told a bigger story, the end of an era. Collectors today chase 1980 models because they're the last trucks to legally carry the Power Wagon name that dated back to World War II military trucks. In Mopar history books, 1980 is considered the bridge year, the moment Dodge retired a war hero and rebranded it for the new decade. Number 9. A rainbow of toughness. Most people picture the 1980 Dodge Power Wagon in plain work truck colors, maybe brown, white, or red. But here's the surprise. Dodge actually offered a huge color palette that year, even for the hardest working models. Open the 1980 dealer brochure, and you'll see names like Impact Blue, Ginger Sunfire, Bright Silver Metallic, and Frost Green. These weren't fancy luxury cars, they were heavy-duty 4x4s, yet Dodge painted them in shades that popped on the road and in the showroom. Fleet buyers could still order classic whites and grays, but private owners had dozens of choices, including two tones that made a Power Wagon look as stylish as it was tough. Restoration experts today obsess over getting the exact paint codes correct because a real Mopar fan can spot when a truck isn't wearing its original shade. For Dodge, toughness didn't mean boring. It meant Ram tough in color. Number 8. Built for blizzards, the Snow Commander. Most trucks of the 1980s had to be modified in backyards or shops if you wanted to mount a snowplow, but Dodge did something special. They offered a factory snowplow package called the Snow Commander. This wasn't just a marketing gimmick. It came with heavy-duty front springs, upgraded alternaters, reinforced electrical wiring, and even frame prep so a plow could be bolted on right at the dealership. Buyers could order a brand new W150 or W200, drive it off the lot, and go straight to clearing snow. The Snow Commander badge even appeared in sales brochures, making it a legit package in Dodge history. Collectors today love finding trucks with original Snow Commander equipment because it proves just how serious Dodge was about building work-ready Power Wagons. While Ford and Chevy expected you to improvise, Dodge proudly said, "Here's a truck designed to fight winter right from the factory." Number 7. The big boys, crew cab, and heavy-duty ratings. When people think of old Dodge Power Wagons, they usually picture a regular two-door cab with a short or long bed. But in 1980, Dodge quietly kept something much bigger in the catalog, the Crew Cab Power Wagon. That meant 4 real doors and space for the whole crew at a time when Ford and GM were only slowly pushing their own versions. And Dodge didn't stop there. The spec sheets for 1980 list serious GVWR ratings on the W Series trucks, including 8,500-pound W250s and even heavier D300 dual rear-wheel models for work duty. These weren't flashy show trucks. They were beasts meant for oil fields, farms, and construction sites. Spotting a surviving 1980 Crew Cab Power Wagon today is rare because most of them worked until they literally fell apart. For collectors, finding one with its original heavy-duty rating plate is like winning a Mopar lottery. Number 6. Hollywood's forgotten truck star. Most people remember TV trucks like the Fall Guys GMC or the A-Team's van, but Dodge had its own television hero too. In the early 1980s, the hit detective show Simon & Simon featured a macho Power Wagon, the bold two-tone package with roll bar and off-road lights. Dodge even highlights it on their official heritage site, showing how the 1979 to 1980 Power Wagon became part of primetime TV. What made it stand out? It wasn't just background, it roared through chases, tackled rough terrain, and gave Dodge the kind of screen presence Ford and Chevy were fighting for. For Mopar fans, this was proof that the Power Wagon wasn't just a workhorse, it was cool enough to be a Hollywood co-star. Today, collectors hunt down macho editions not just for their style, but for their TV fame, cementing the Power Wagon's place in pop culture history. Number 5. Mix and match madness. Most people today think trucks came in just a couple of simple choices: short bed or long bed, 2 doors or 4. But the 1980 Dodge Power Wagon gave buyers a full menu of combinations, and the proof is right there in the original order selector page. You could pair a conventional cab, club cab, or crew cab with either a swept-line bed or the old-school Utiline, step-side box. Want a W150 club cab with a long swept line? No problem. How about a W200 crew cab with an 8-foot Utiline? Dodge would build it. This flexibility made the Power Wagon a true custom workhorse. For restorers today, those factory grids are like gold, because they show exactly which combos were authentic and which weren't. That means a serious collector can build a screen-accurate restoration and prove it down to the cabin box mix. Number 4. Rust wasn't welcome here. If you've ever restored or shopped for classic trucks, you know the biggest enemy isn't broken engines or dented fenders. It's rust. Dodge knew this in 1980, and they bragged in their brochures about something most rivals weren't doing: galvanized steel panels in key body areas. That meant extra zinc coating baked right into the metal, helping the Power Wagon fight off salt, snow, and decades of weather. In an era when Chevy and Ford trucks were famous for rotting out behind the wheel wells, Dodge tried to give their owners a fighting chance. Today, when collectors find a solid 1980 Power Wagon, chances are the galvanized panels played a big role in its survival. It wasn't perfect, rust still claimed plenty, but Dodge's move proved they were thinking ahead. For many fans, this was one of the first signs of the company's Ram Tough promise. Number 3. Heavyweight champions. When most people picture a 1980 Dodge Power Wagon, they see a regular 2-door cab with a short or long bed. But Dodge actually kept some monsters in the lineup. The spec sheets show you could still order a crew cab, 4 full doors, seating for 6, and serious work credentials. And the gross vehicle weight ratings? Dodge wasn't shy. The W250 and W300 models carried heavy-duty tags, while the related D300 dual rear-wheel trucks pushed ratings into big rig territory. These weren't weekend cruisers. They were built for oil fields, logging roads, and towing equipment that would make most half-tons collapse. Surviving examples are rare because fleets used them hard until the frames cracked or the beds rusted away. Spotting an original data plate with those heavy GVWR numbers today is like striking Mopar gold. It's proof Dodge didn't just build pickups in 1980, they built workhorses on steroids. Number 2, the hidden fuel tank trick. Most trucks in 1980 left you stranded when the gauge hit empty. But Dodge had a clever answer: an optional auxiliary fuel tank. With this setup, a Power Wagon could carry nearly 39 gallons, giving it serious range for farms, logging roads, or hunting trips far from town. The best part? A small switch on the dashboard let drivers swap tanks instantly, without stepping outside. One flick, and fresh gas flowed. For owners working long days in the field, it wasn't just convenience, it was survival. That little switch turned the Power Wagon into a true long-haul warrior. Number 1, engines you could actually buy. When you walked into a Dodge dealership in 1980, the Power Wagon didn't just look tough, it gave you a choice under the hood. The base was the legendary 225 Slant 6, simple and nearly unkillable. Step up, and you could order a 318 V8 for everyday grunt, or the bigger 360 V8, rated at about 160 horsepower, for serious pulling power. None of these engines were flashy, but they were built to survive abuse on farms, job sites, and trails. For Mopar fans, those options proved Dodge knew its buyers wanted trucks that worked hard and lived long. And there you have it, 10 shocking secrets that prove the 1980 Dodge Power Wagon was more than just a truck. Which fact blew your mind the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit like, and subscribe for more untold stories of classic legends.